Hi, I'm Heather Lursey. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the dreaded summer learning slide. Imagine if you were taking a foreign language for, say, a 9-month school year, and then you took a break for 3 months. How much would you know at the end of that 3 months versus maybe what you knew at the end of 9 months? It makes total sense. And this is exactly what happens to children in the summertime. This is why we all need to continue practicing. Not to mention how many other things are happening at the start of the school year. You've got your child trying to make new friends. They are trying to bond with a new teacher. They're getting used to their environment. So you've got some time at the beginning of the school year when other things are taking precedence, social and emotional issues, not to mention that they lost some of the learning that they had done the year before. So teachers have to reteach. Fortunately, this is very easy to mitigate. Starting at about age 5, every child should practice some of their academics in the summer. The academics are primarily math, reading, and writing. They should practice Monday through Friday. I would not practice on vacations. Vacations are for family fun, although keeping them occupied on the plane is sometimes a good one, a good time to practice. But let vacations be vacations. Let the weekends be the weekends. But Monday through Friday, do a little bit of practice. And by a little bit, I mean no more than 30 minutes. That's the most that they will need in order to keep up with these different subject areas. We don't want kids to dislike school, so we want to keep it short and positive. The first subject is math. So if your child has just finished, let's say, 2nd grade, then you can get them a 2nd grade math workbook. Obviously, maybe your child needs some extra practice with 1st grade work, or maybe they're a little bit ahead already and can practice the 3rd grade work. But generally speaking, we only want them to practice. We don't want them to learn new things. We simply want them to practice what they've already learned. So my recommendation is, if you have a 2nd grader, buy a 2nd grade math workbook and do a page a day, maybe 2 pages a day, depends on their age and how much is on each page. During the elementary years, it's extremely important that children learn basic math operations. So in the early years, it's going to be addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And then in their later elementary years, it's going to be fractions, percents, and decimals. And they're going to need to practice these skills over and over and over again. We want them to become muscle memory. So when your child is entering into middle school and starting into pre-algebra or algebra, and then those subjects beyond that, they don't have to stop in the middle of learning an equation to remember how to add a fraction or how to divide something or where does the decimal point go. You want them to know these things so well, in and out, backwards and forwards. So make sure that they practice the year that they're in. They don't need to get frustrated about it. So make it easy, just keep the practice going. The second area is reading. They need to read every day. Everyone needs to read every day. Whether it's you're reading to your child, helping your child to read, or they're reading on their own, any of those ways of reading will be helpful. And everyone should spend some time doing that every day. Your children should also see you reading. It's very important that they believe that reading is a part of everyone's life, because ultimately that's going to be a great deal of how we learn and how they're going to be learning in the future. So getting to the point where you've got a fluent reader, someone who enjoys reading, someone whose imagination can grow through reading books, this is what your goal is. So get them reading in the summertime, and you can do that every day. The third area is writing. Writing is a very difficult skill. I believe it's one of the most difficult skills or subject areas that any person needs to learn and continues to learn really over the course of their lifetime. Of course, it's starting with simply just handwriting, learning how to physically write letters to make words. Eventually, you're going to get into grammar and sentence structure and really engaging your readers. But right now, probably in the age that your children are, it's about learning how to write. Now, you could get a handwriting practice workbook, and I know some children who like those, and if your child does, that's fine. It's not what I would recommend. I would recommend doing things that are practical. Have them write a letter to their grandparents. Maybe they write the grocery list for the week and then go to the grocery store with you and read off the items that you need to buy and check them off. They can also, again, stretch that imagination by writing plays and stories. These are great things to do in the summertime. Of course, there's tons of other things that you can help as a parent to help your child continue learning in the summer. And these are things maybe that we don't get to do as often during the school year. So as we've mentioned in the past, cooking, that's working with fractions. That's very helpful. You can sign your child up for a new class, maybe something they're just interested in, something they would like to do. You can also use some apps. This is the one time where I'm probably going to advocate for allowing your child to have an app on a phone or an iPad. That might be a language app like Spanish or Mandarin, something where they're playing a game. And then also keyboarding, another area where they're going to need to learn in order to use the computer is to be simply keyboarding. So there's a million things that you can do. But also keep in mind that it's summertime. Let your children swim, ride their bikes, just play. Keep the academics to a minimum, but if you do that and do it on a regular basis, they're going to have a much more successful start to the new school year. I hope you like this video. If you do, please give it a like and subscribe. We'll have more content coming out soon. Thanks.